Hey, welcome back. And now let's jump into LinkedIn. How can you use LinkedIn, one of the biggest professional social media platform, to find clients for your freelance business? And first of all, why should we care about using LinkedIn? And here are four top reasons. Number one, it's the biggest social network for business owners. And look at that number in bullet point two. 45 billion page views in first quarter of 2016, which means LinkedIn has a lot of traffic. Number three, it's really easy to create your profile and get started. Think of LinkedIn as your professional online resume or portfolio. And number four, LinkedIn has groups just like Facebook groups that you can use for communication and building authority. And now let's talk about the process that I have used to find clients on LinkedIn. So number one, everything on LinkedIn starts with a killer profile. So make sure you have an amazing profile on that platform. Number two, connect with your target audience, the business owners that you want to land as clients for your freelance business. Number three, share updates regularly. And my recommendation is 2 to 3 times per week, but you can really test it and see what works best for you. Number four, ask for recommendations. When people look for other freelancers on LinkedIn, a lot of times they look at their recommendation from previous clients or colleagues before making decisions. So it's extremely important. Number five, focus on getting clients. And there are two methods. And by the way, I'm gonna do demo of all of this in this video. So let's go back to number five. So how do you focus on getting clients? There are two methods. Number one is find and connect with your potential clients. This is where you search on LinkedIn your potential target audience and you find them and connect with them. And number two is you use LinkedIn groups to build authority and attract clients for your business. And now let's talk about the LinkedIn tips for success and some of the steps that we discussed in the last slide in more detail. So first of all, how do you create a killer LinkedIn profile? So here are 5-step process. I would actually pause this video, take a screenshot, and make sure you do all of these 5. Number one is use a profile picture that makes you look professional and likable. Number two is use a background image. Just like Facebook cover images and Twitter background images, LinkedIn also has a background image, and here's the dimension that you can use. Number three is use a compelling headline or title. We'll look at some examples in this video for compelling headlines. Number four, make sure you fill out all the details. Your profile should be 100% complete. And I'll repeat that again, 100% complete. Number five, create a 300 to 400 words summary. And I have a typo there. Let's fix that. For your LinkedIn profile. And here are some examples of different profiles on LinkedIn that I really like. The first one is Brandon Gailey, and look at his headline. Runs the blog, millionaire course, and podcast from brain tumor to 1 million monthly visitors, and then his website address. Very, very compelling headline. And then look at this, Stacy, professional blogger, online influencer, and social media consultant. So she is telling people that she is a social media freelancer or consultant in her headline. Very cool. Let's jump to bullet point number 2. When you join LinkedIn and after creating an awesome profile, make sure you make lots of connections or friends. How do you do that? Here are 4 tips. Number 1 is you connect with people you know. Number 2, invite your email list to become friends. You can actually connect your email providers such as Gmail to your LinkedIn and send invitation to most of your contacts in Gmail. Number 3 is LinkedIn also has search capabilities, so you can search for your target audience and connect with them. So for example, let's say if I am in a business and my target audience is real estate agents, I can search them on LinkedIn and send them a connection request. Number 4, add people from offline events. So imagine you connect and meet a lot of people face to face at different events. When you exchange your business cards, go home and make sure you add them to your LinkedIn. Let's talk about LinkedIn success tip number 3, which is sharing updates on your profile and groups. So once you have a killer profile and you have been adding connections on regular basis, you also want to make sure you stay active on LinkedIn with consistent updates. And here are some tips or the formula that I like to use. The first one is I like to share 2 to 3 times per week, but always be testing. What that means is this is the formula that works for me, but make sure you test for your business and see how much frequency you like. Number 2, and here are some ideas. I'm sure you're thinking, I understand I have to post on LinkedIn, but what should I post? So here are 3 ideas. You can share your blog content. You can share industry news in your niche. You can also create visual tips and stats like visual quotes and infographics in your niche. And then number 3 is, other than sharing updates on LinkedIn, LinkedIn also has LinkedIn publishing platform. This is kind of like blogging platform. Think of it as a WordPress inside LinkedIn. You can also create your post or content on LinkedIn publishing. And I'm sure you're thinking, when should I post on LinkedIn? And here is the answer from CoSchedule. So they did research and looked at a lot of data, and it seems like the best time is midweek from 5 to 6 p.m. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 5 to 6 p.m. seems like the best time to post. But again, like I always say, it's okay to have data and stats, but always test it yourself and see what works for you and also your target audience. And let's jump into number 4 and the most important aspect of this video. How do you find clients? And like I mentioned before, there are 2 methods. The first method, I call it find and connect method. And here are 5 steps involved in it. In step number 1, you use LinkedIn search to find prospects. Step number 2, click on their profile and add them or send them a connection request. And step number 3, basically I would do this step 1 and 2 10 to 15 times per day, not more than that. Step number 4, personalize first message or your connection request message. We'll look at a sample email in this video. And then step number 5, once people accept and become your connection, send second message to them who have added you as a thank you message. So let's look at those examples. So here's the sample email or message that I would send to someone that I'm sending a connection request to. And look at this, it's really short, simple, and also very compelling. Hey John, you and I both share XYZ group, or Stacy as a connection. So I'm already kind of building connection with John in the first line. I would love to connect with you so that I will be able to see any updates about you or your company in my feed. So again, I'm asking John to add me. Why? Because I want to stay up to date on his updates. And here's the sample email. When someone accepts your connection request, here's a email that you can send as a thank you. Hey John, thank you for accepting my connection request. I'm looking forward to reading your updates in my feed. By the way, and it's not really a pitch, but I'm giving him a reminder, or I'm telling him what I do. I am a social media consultant with focus on Facebook ads. If there's anything I can do for you, just let me know. Very short, simple, and to the point. And then here is the success tip number 5, or the second way of finding clients on LinkedIn, which is by or from LinkedIn groups. And here's the 4 steps. Number 1 is find and join LinkedIn groups in your niche. LinkedIn allows you to join 50 groups, and I would recommend you join all 50 in your niche. Number 2 is don't just join and never go to the groups. Engage in relevant discussions, questions in those groups. That's how you build trust and authority, and people look at you as a go-to person when they have questions. And then from people that you are connecting or building relationship with, send them a connection request on LinkedIn.